There's a book I've been studying and thinking about a lot lately called Palaces for the People. It's written by a social scientist who asks the question, where do people go to develop meaningful relationships? And this social scientist suggests that we're losing some of those kinds of institutional spaces in our communities where we can connect and grow in knowing the meaning and the world and the study and the learning of different people from different experiences. He suggests that common spaces like libraries or community pools or recreational facilities are in many ways, in many places and in many communities, kind of eroding away. We don't feel the impact of that as much in our suburban life, but we also recognize how as resources dry up, as taxes dry up, these institutions are few and far between. It makes us think about how do we create spaces and time and places for us to have meaningful conversations with one another, not just learning about how our day is or how we're feeling right now, but just really thinking together about learning one another's story, listening deeply to one another. The United Women in Faith had a Sunday a couple weeks ago where we started that conversation about the power of story. And we're continuing that kind of thinking in our next sermon series called I've Been Meaning to Ask, helping us think about how we can go beyond the surface to really grow to know one another and even ourselves as we ask questions like, where are you from? Where does it hurt? What's your vision? Those are conversations that so many times take some slowing down, take some putting ourselves outside of our comfort zone, take some finding some palaces and places within our culture, or maybe even creating them through the church where we can really listen to one another, talk with one another, and grow deeply with one another. So I hope that you'll join us for this upcoming September sermon series called I've Been Meaning to Ask. It's actually starting on Sunday, August 27th. We will be enjoying the scripture lessons and some ways of even practicing asking and thinking about some of those questions as we worship both in person and online through our live stream service. I also hope you might consider inviting someone else to be a part of a worshiping experience with you with our Arvada United Methodist Church. Still, throughout all the changes and through all of the different seasons of life within the church over the past 50 years, the continuing highest percentage reason why people connect with churches and grow in faith with God is through a personal invitation, a time of slowing down, asking meaningful questions, growing in community with one another, saying to one another, I've been meaning to ask. I hope you'll join us for this upcoming sermon series. We look forward to seeing you with Arvada United Methodist Church.